What is up, my YouTube family? Welcome back to the Roundtable Podcast. We are back with another one. We're back with Ryan Upchurch. We are discussing the Kiely Rodni disappearance case. He's got this as number 2. Look, this whole thing is weird. I've stayed up half the night talking to myself about this whole case. Yes, talking to myself. This case, they say was over 500 tips come in about this case, and not one tip has led to her being found. Her jewelry, they're focusing on her jewelry. Why don't you focus in on like clothing? Why don't you focus in on like where she was last seen? And then they're not worried about the drugs that was being used at the party. Why aren't you worried about the drugs being used at the party? The drugs that being used at the party could actually maybe give you an insight of what her mind was like if she made it to the party. A lot of people think she didn't make it to the party. A lot of people does. I actually read that there is a sex trafficking highway that runs pretty close to where she was at. So is it possible maybe she could have been picked up and, taken out of the country for sex trafficking? These are just some of the thoughts that is running through people's minds at this time. Because her car's not found, no jewelry's found, none of her clothing is found. There's people dressed the same in pictures, and I had some comments about how people dress the same where they're from. No, they don't dress the same as like this girl did. The picture that I showed you guys and Ryan Upchurch showed you guys yesterday of the girl dressed in black and white with the same socks, the same shoes, the same socks pulled up to the same length as the other girl. And both of them wearing the same hoodie and the same pants and the exact same shoes. What's the chances of that? I understand some girls wants to maybe dress the same or be like sisters, but there's a difference between being twins and being sisters, if you know what I mean. Yes, some twins dress the same as well because, well, they're twins. But no one at this party was said to be twins. Now they're saying it went from 100 people at this party now to 300 people at this party. So nobody really knows the true facts about this whole ordeal. But my problem is this. They said that they wasn't focusing on the drug use at this party. Why not get some of the people that was at this party that was using the drugs and question them? I don't really think this case is being taken in a manner that it should be taken as. You have dogs. You have the military. You have people making videos of it. You have 300 people, counted people at this party, and not one person has a video of this disturbance that went on at all. Anyways, guys, we're going to take a minute. We're actually going to watch Ryan Upchurch's reaction to this. We're going to talk about a little bit about this more. I am going to follow this more after this video, so tomorrow I'll have another update video of it. But anyways, guys, prayers go out to her family. All this should be taken seriously, guys. Anyways, Ryan Upchurch it is. Let's get it.
A 16-year-old girl went to a party. She's gone. Not only is she gone, the car that she drove to the party in is also gone. The only people who knew about her and talked to her and seen her during this time is Jagger, the ex-boyfriend.
At 10:30, she responded to what I was saying and just said, "Oh, I'm sorry that you're going through that." And that was the last time I heard from her.
Kate, the girl who made creme brulee with her.
The day of the party, I hung out with her. We made creme brulee. Everything was normal.
Sammy, the girl who seen her when she got to the party and was the last person to see her.
Yes, I was the last person to contact her after the party, and I was with her basically throughout.
Okay, guys, so they said that this picture right here was at a truck stop. That they took of the cameras actually took of her right here. And another thing is, if that guy, if she texts her boyfriend that message, Where was that phone pinged at? Why hasn't that come out? Did it get pinged at this truck stop? Is that maybe where she sent her message from to him? Why isn't the boyfriend there with her at this time? Why isn't he the last one to be with her? Do you see where this whole thing kind of just floats off and there's open spots that hasn't been filled yet? The first thing we need to do is look at her phone, but we can't find her phone. Her phone's gone too. So her car's gone. Her phone's gone. We haven't found no clothings. People doesn't have video of what happened that night. They're not looking at drug use and questioning the people that was actually doing the drugs. So what is this whole thing for? To find this girl. So my thing is go to the people that was doing the drugs or what kind of drug use was used there. That's going to give me an insight on what she may have maybe influenced herself, maybe shrooms, maybe something like that. They would actually go along about getting stuff. That's just the way it goes. But anyways, guys, that's my opinion. Let's go ahead and see what Ryan has to say about this.
Throughout the entire party.
Then you got Megs, the chick who rode there with her and then left 10 minutes later.
Within the only 10 minutes that I was there, I literally had a group of 5 guys try to come get me to take as many bong rips as I could.
All right, let's start with Jagger. I don't think Jagger did shit. I think Jagger's innocent. I think Kate Kuno is innocent as well. Some people think it's weird that he was like, hey, if you find out anything, call my number. I can filter through stuff. Personally, I don't think that's weird. He's a 16-year-old kid. He listens to stuff like Suicide Boys. He probably thinks the cops don't give a fuck and ain't gonna do shit. So that's probably his way of being like, let me know and I'll go look. Plus, the Jagger dude was 4 hours away with his dad during this time. He was nowhere near the party. And if what I seen was correct, Jagger drove all the way down to meet up with her parents the next day. You know who he didn't meet up with? All these other fucking people who were saying they were with her. Why do you think that is? Who's the one person from around the area she went missing that Jagger is standing beside? Kate Kuno.
Kiely's close friend Kate Kuno says they spent the afternoon together.
So this girl right here, as we talked about yesterday, this girl right here reminds me of that girl that was in the picture to your left that was looking over towards the conflict of interest. And I don't care what anybody says. Them two girls that's dressed the same with the same height of socks, same shoes, all black, same hair. It's the same girl. People are dressing the same for a reason. Why does people dress the same for at parties like this? To throw other people off. That's what it seemed like, in my opinion, is they was trying to throw other people off dressed the same. So what if these people thought that did, and another thing is too, before I get into that, another thing is too, some people doesn't even think she made it to the party. Some people think that something happened to her on the way to this party. That's the reason why nobody knows anything about her. But then again, we have people saying that they was the last one to see her. Well, what is it? If the friend was the last one to see her, somebody knows something at this point, and somebody's not coming forward with what it is because they're afraid that they are going to be blamed for what has happened. Now, maybe this girl is actually just, missing and she's going to be found alive. I hope that's the case. But something tells me with this truck stop, with the sex trafficking that is close to that area of interest and everything else, something tells me that this is different case than what some people is actually taking it as. You have dogs, you have drones, you have the military, the Marines searching for this girl, nothing found. That tells me that wherever she's at, she's probably not in that area. Anyways, guys, let's continue to see what Ryan has to say.
Together on Friday, just hours before she disappeared.
Kate was with Kiely before the party. She knows more than anyone, probably. She probably knows the most. If she knows the most, she's gonna hit up Kylie's ex-boyfriend, especially if she knows he's a good guy and could help, which is why they're standing beside each other. And another thing, these other girls that are claiming to be Kylie's friend, why isn't Kate standing with them? Exactly. I don't think they done anything. I think they're innocent. I think they're actually worried about her. Plus, if he done something, do you think he's gonna drive straight to Mama Bear, somebody who has the best intuition about her daughter? No. All right, now let's talk about Megs. She said before the party she was hanging out with Kylie. Okay, well, Kate said she was hanging out with Kylie. Why did Megs ride to the party with Kylie, stay 10 minutes, and leave?
Within the only 10 minutes that I was there, I literally had a group of 5 guys try to come get me to take as many bong rips as I could, forcefully without my boyfriend present.
So as soon as Megs gets there, within 10 minutes, she steps out of the car and everybody's forcing her to take bong rips. No. Your boyfriend got there in 10 minutes? Did he just drive really fast, or did you call him ahead of time?
Now, another thing is of this whole thing is this. This girl is literally talking about how somebody's forcing her to take bong rips as soon as she steps out of the car. Seriously. So you're telling me that you have people outside this house of this party coming to you, having you to take bong rips. You're telling me that you are that popular that people just puts down what they're going to put down and come to you to do bong rips. No, that's not how this is happening. And another thing, people told me that this girl that we just seen actually had a drug problem about her sores on her face and stuff. Now, whether that's true or not, I have no idea. It could just be acne. Acne does cause sores on the face. So I'm going to say that about this girl. But actually, people did hit me up about this girl. And there was a guy that sent me a message that was from the same town as these people. And he's the one that told me that in his town, people dress the same. Well, I've say this one more time. That photo, something is weird about that photo. You don't have the same girl with the same length of hair, with the same black clothes on, same height of socks on, with the same shoes on at different places. It just doesn't happen. So I'm going to clear that up right now. But anyways, guys, let's see what Ryan has to say.
Time it'd be like, hey, pick me up at this party that I'm not going to stay at. Meet you there. That seems kind of dumb, but I mean, I guess it could happen. No. But that's one of the things that don't make sense. All this, I got picked up, I rode with this person. It's all a bunch of fuckery. You want to know how I know? Because look who the Megs girl was always with. The Sammy chick now, right? Okay. Well, Megs is telling not her story now. Now she's telling somebody else's story. I wonder whose fucking story she's telling.
A lot of older people started showing up that people didn't know. A lot of drugs were involved, drugs that we don't typically have just in parties. And our parties also just aren't normally that big.
How do you know? You was only there for 10 minutes.
Within the only
See, and the thing about it is, too, is what drugs was being used. That is one of my key interests in this whole thing. What drugs was there? Was it cocaine? Was it heroin? Was it pills? Was it ecstasy? Was it shrooms? You know, that can play a role in everybody's key of interest, shall I say, at this point. Because why didn't they do blood tests on some of the people at this place that was key interest to see what they had in their system? You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of times you have blackouts, you have psychosis from drugs. And could this be a use of something like that, of psychosis coming on as a blackout coming on as someone doesn't remember what happened? It is very possible at this time, but they're not worried about what drugs was being used at this time. In my opinion, that's a mess up on the cop spot. That's it. Anyways, let's see what Ryan has to say.
10 minutes that I was there.
Here's my question. What in the fuck is up with everybody trying to push this man? So many bad drugs that could kill you possibly? Now let's move on to Sammy. This is where shit just gets
Real weird.
Is
Yeah.
this what she? Can you confirm whether or not she was wearing this at the night of the party? Is that what she was wearing?
Yeah, so that top is exactly what I saw her in. If you can see on her left side, on her hip, you can see some skin. She was wearing a black bodysuit. I remember because we went to the bathroom together, peed in the woods together a couple of times, and so that's her shirt right there. The pants were different that she wore to the party. She was wearing green Dickies pants, but that belt is definitely what she was wearing too.
All right, Sammy. Well, there's just one problem I have with that, and it's the information that the cops released last night. You know, you're pretty good at describing, exactly what she was wearing. Even that belt, the same kind of pants, just a different shade, kinda. I know that in the dark. Different shade. It's not that navy blue. It's more like navy green.
Well, just a couple hours ago, the Placer County Sheriff released a new photo showing a sweatshirt Kiely was spotted wearing in a video recorded the night she disappeared.
That's kind of weird. Sammy, that was with her all night since she got there, last person to see her. I don't know how she knows that she's the last person to see her since, she left her at the party. But whatever. Damn. How did Sammy notice, her belt in the dark?
See, and that is he hit that on the head right there. If she left, how does she know that she was the last person to see this young lady? How does she know this? Does she maybe know somebody that does know? Because whenever you have someone of interest, you are questioning them ups and downs, lefts and right. Where was you? Do you have plausible person that could actually held up for you and say you was at this point, you was here at this time, exact time, check dates, check times, check the alibis, record. Does she have a record of criminal history? Does she have a record of drug use? That's the thing that plays in parts of people finding people, or people finding people that is lying for one another. So this whole ordeal is very, very suspicious. I believe there's people lying for other people in this situation. And I've said before, there right next to where she was located at, there is sex trafficking that runs through there. She was at a truck stop. Nothing's been found of this girl's. So am I saying that maybe she got picked up and maybe all of her stuff is gone and sex trafficking? Yes, I'm saying that. That's my belief at this point. Now, everybody tends to jump towards, well, you're wrong, you're this, that. I could be wrong. But that's how you solve things, is being wrong, and then you're right about it. You see something that you see and you think about it, and then you keep pondering on it. And that's how murders are solved, is being wrong. You can't always be right about the points. But whenever you're wrong and you actually pursue that wrong, guess what? Sooner or later, it's going to make it right on that point, because you covered all of the wrongs. See what I'm saying? Anyways, guys, hopefully that made sense. It did to me. Anyways, guys, let's continue to see what Ryan has to say.
And her slightly different colored pants, but not the big fucking colorful pink and white hoodie.
On your last call, did she let you know who the quote-unquote friend was that was driving her home?
Yeah, so this is a common misconception.
This is also the part of the story that makes the most not sense.
She was not being driven home, and she was not driving.
How do you know? You weren't there. You left already.
So, okay. At the end of the party, when I saw her, she was supposed to give me a ride home, because I had asked her to give me a ride home because I wanted to stay later.
You wanted to stay later, even though guys were forced.
Okay, hold on. She just said she was not driving home, but she was not driving neither. Then where's she at? You just said that she got a ride home, but she's not driving and she's not being driven neither. Then where's your friend at this time? You're the last one to see this girl. Of course, you're going to have something on your head at this point. You're the last one to see her, but you're not there. So how do you know it even happened? See, this is where misconceptions come into play about this stuff, guys. Is because people wants to be a hero of the last one to see this girl. And that's how people come forward is, well, I was the last one to see her. And then when something happens, they're basically the hero of the last one to see her. But you have this girl saying that she didn't drive, but she didn't get drove neither, but she left. She doesn't know nothing about this girl at this moment. Anyways, guys, let's see what Ryan has to say.
Forcing your friend Megs to do bong rips, and it was scary, you said.
There was a lot of guys that did approach us. Definitely, I was getting a gut feeling during that party that something just didn't feel right with the amount of people that were there and how old some of these people were. From the amount of people who did show up, it was scary. She was supposed to give me a ride home because I had asked her to give me a ride home because I wanted to stay later.
I've never heard of a female being like, man, this sketches me out. My gut feeling tells me to get the fuck out of here. What is up with all these weird people? I want to stay here longer.
I then realized later in the party that I believed she was drunk, and I knew she was drunk, and so I did not want her to be driving me home because I know about drunk drivers and all that.
Once again, painting the picture of, oh man, she was like totally fucked up and drunk, like for real fucked up and drunk.
Yeah, and I figured she would be staying there.
And then you go to say that you thought she was drunk. Then you corrected yourself and you said, well, I knew she was drunk. So why did you leave? Why her friend? Why would you leave a girl, your best friend, at this point? But you left early. So was she there before you at this time? And you just showed up? See, your story here is kind of out there where it doesn't make sense at this point. Because was you there or was you not there? Number one. Was she drunk or was she not drunk? Number two. You see what I'm saying? So this girl proclaims that she was there now. And she was drunk. That Kiely was drunk. And this girl says that she didn't drive home, but she didn't get a ride home neither. So this girl has lied literally 4 times right now. Anyways, guys, let's see what Ryan has to say.
Or she would find a ride home because she's a smart girl.
Is that what you figured? Well, you said when y'all both went back to charge y'all's phones in Kylie's car, you talked about texting her mom. She texted her mom that she was coming home. That doesn't sound like, hey, I'm spending the night here in my car. It sounds like she's going home.
I found her as I was leaving the party. I was making sure to find her, to tell her that I had another ride home and that I loved her and I want to say bye and for her to have fun at the party.
You want to know how I know something's up with 2 in particular people in this situation? Because something Mama Bear said. Yeah, Kylie's mom. You know, after I seen the police put out that picture of that hoodie, I was like, well, that's weird. The Sammy chick never fucking mentioned that hoodie. That's weird. But there was the other mystery hoodie, remember?
Deputies also shared 2 more pictures. The first picture shows a sweatshirt she was loaned.
What if that was a bullshit hoodie? Put out as bullshit evidence. Or maybe somebody's hoodie used to frame somebody else for doing something. I know what you're thinking. Oh, I don't think a hoodie's that important. Okay, well then watch what is said in this interview by Kylie's mom.
One of the most recent revelations was this shirt, this hoodie she was seen wearing. Did you know that she owned that shirt? Had you seen it before?
That sweater belongs to one of her good friends. Lana Del Rey is a musician who sings so eloquently and has so many beautiful lyrics that can be quoted and put on a shirt. I think that it's not helpful to go down any rabbit holes or follow any red herrings about, a sweater from a concert that had a pretty picture on it.
My interpretation of what she just said is Mama Bear ain't buying nobody's bullshit about no hoodie. Last but not least, this new mystery person. They're fucking creepy. They make everything creepier. So apparently, this mystery guy who sounds like he's hella older, he sounds like he's my age. His ass definitely don't sound 16. had two mystery cousins at the party. He doesn't say their name. Even though he's talking about these two mystery cousins at this party, he's talking like he was there.
Well, she stayed later than them. But they didn't say, like, they didn't...
Oh, okay. Your mystery cousins who left before her said, yeah, she stayed later. How do they know that she didn't leave 1 minute after? The fuck?
They did tell me that they didn't see her wearing a sweatshirt at that time.
There we go again with a sweatshirt comment from a guy that wasn't there.
They didn't see her wearing a sweatshirt.
Did they see her in a tank top?
See, and another thing about this whole situation is whenever you have a case like this, you have people that comes forward that just wants to feed false information because they want to be their voice be heard on radio, TV, you know. So now we have people feeding false information at this time that no one's even heard of. They had 500 leads and not one of them has found anything of this girl's 16-year-old girls. Anyways, guys, let's see what Ryan has to say.
Like the black
Yeah,
spaghetti.
she was wearing the bodysuit. Yeah, she was wearing the same outfit, but they didn't see her wearing no sweatshirt.
Yeah, my mystery cousin seen her in the bodysuit, the same outfit, not a sweatshirt.
Did they see anybody like creepy out there? Do people hook up out there, like right there in the woods too? Like do they?
Oh, like I can't say the people. It's hard to explain.
Whose name can't you say, motherfucker?
Like there's okay. So when kids go out there, because I've been out there. I've partied in Tahoe. I don't.
See, this is what I'm talking about. You have people like this guy on this phone call, that can't say somebody's name. You are talking about a 16-year-old girl that's missing. Tell us what kind of drugs was being used at that time. Tell us what you know about this place. Who comes out there? Who? Guys, girls? Tell us all you know. Because this guy's been out there before. So this guy has a hint of what goes on at this party, at this place. Anyways, guys, let's continue to see what Ryan has to say.
Party as much as you want. I got 3 kids now. But I know when they go out there, a lot of kids go out there. They don't go out there with the drugs. They don't go out there with the shrooms. Like, they usually bring the alcohol. They get alcohol. The dudes who come out there, the older guys, they have the shrooms and the cocaine. And then the kids go hang out with that group, the older dudes, because they're giving them the blow and hooking them up with stuff that they can't afford because they don't really got the money for it. Most of the guys, they always want to give it to the girls.
And it's being offered for free because they want the company and stuff.
Yeah, for free. They're giving you free lines, but then they want you to kick it with them. You know, oh, hey, come do a line with me. Come do a line with me. You know, that's how it goes. Those are how those parties are.
Right.
So there's no telling what could happen, but I do know for a fact she was messed up. That is a fact. So if they try to word it nicely, like, oh yeah, she was a little, no, she was shit faced.
How the fuck do you know? How the fuck do you know? Another thing.
So this guy just sat there and said he was not at this party. He's been to parties at this place, but was not specifically at this party with this 16-year-old girl. So how do you know this girl was shit-faced? You just said what kind of drugs come around that place. I don't think I have to repeat what drugs this guy said. But this guy, now he's saying that he knows this girl was shit-faced, but he wasn't there, guys. So something's not right with this guy right here is actually talking on the phone, basically having an interview. So why hasn't this guy been pursued? He won't tell us anything about the older guys. Why is older guys coming to a party of teenagers? You say he's bringing they're bringing drugs? That sounds to me like some kind of sex trafficking at that point. Older guys, teenagers, blow, drugs. That's what it sounds like to me at this point. Or it could be just guys coming out there to take advantage of people. But if that stuff's happening, how many people at these parties has been done this way before and nothing's ever been said? Taken advantage of is what I'm trying to say here. Anyways, guys, let's see what Ryan has to say.
Why are you laughing? This isn't funny. You just said you had 3 kids. I don't think you have 3 kids. If you had 3 kids, you wouldn't be laughing about a kid getting fucked up and being missing. Another thing, I really want to know who these 2 fucking cousins are, because there's only 2 other people I know of that was at this party that have laughed while talking about Kiely Rodni.
She gets back, she's gonna know that you all damn love her so much. Like, yeah, woo!
That was very uncomfortable.
The first day that she was missing, I mean, I was literally in a car for 12 hours looking for her.
No offense, but do you want like a round of applause for doing something you're supposed to do? No one gives a fuck. Your friend's still missing.
And you're probably having different groups of people bringing their type of cocaine, so then they're all sharing amongst each other.
You know who else talked about sharing amongst each other? Sammy. You know who she talked about sharing stuff with? Kiely.
So your cousins, they left around 10:30 or something like that.
Yeah, they left. She was still there, but they didn't.
So what does this guy mean about their type of cocaine? Am I the only one that thinks that's weird? Their type of cocaine. Well, what is their type of cocaine? Is it from somebody that somebody knows that's different kind of cocaine? Is it from a different country? See, that was a really weird thing for him to say. Different kind of cocaine. So now we have him saying that, but saying that he wasn't at that party, but she was shit-faced. Older guys coming to this party, meeting girls out in the woods and guys out in the woods doing blow together, but a different kind of cocaine. Maybe I'm the only one that kind of hits differently, but that tells me this guy knows a little bit more than what he's saying. Anyways, guys, let's see what Ryan has to say.
I think they saw her before they left, and they didn't.
Oh, okay.
To me, if I went out there now, like let's say if I went out there and I saw some older dudes and I knew a girl was 16, 17, and he's like, come do a line with me, I would think that's fucking creepy alone itself. Like, dude, why do you want to do a line with her? She's like 10 years younger than you. She's a minor.
If you were there, you said you've been there a bunch. You're talking like you were there. Question, why the fuck would you go there? You have 3 kids, right? Why the fuck you finna go party with a bunch of kids? The fuck is wrong with you?
But when you basically decide to go out to that party, it's like all bets are off. Like everyone's okay with it.
This does not sound like somebody who has like, children and morals. No. When you're fucking 31 and you show up to a party and if a kid's like, yo, cocaine, you go, no. And then you look at yourself and you go, what am I doing here? I'm a fuck up. That's what you do.
You know what I mean? So nobody would look at it as creepy.
First off, me and my friends would never be caught partying with children. Second off, if a child was at a party and we seen an older dude try to give the child coke, we're gonna kick your fucking ass, all of us.
On the outside looking in, you would think it's creepy.
In other words, this guy on this phone conversation is admitting to him being at this party before and being around people giving children coke and other drugs. Now, this guy is brainless on this phone call. This is a type of people that you keep your children away from. I guarantee you, this guy probably does not have children. And if he does have children, his morals are effed up. Plain and simple. Anyways, guys, let's see what else Ryan has to say.
No, there's no thinking it's creepy. It's fucking creepy. It doesn't matter how you look at it. This dude is trying to solidify it for his motherfucking self.
Right.
And someone said, what does blow mean? Blow is cocaine.
Is this dude being serious?
But somebody said, how could she have been wasted already? I mean, I don't know. A lot of people pregame sometimes too. We don't know what she did before she got there either.
Yeah, she was drinking pretty much the whole time.
Will somebody tell me why this bitch-ass motherfucker is laughing? And how do you know, bitch? You said you wasn't fucking there.
This guy is stupid. This guy is laughing at a situation that is not funny at all. This guy needs his ass kicked. You're talking about giving children drugs, you being around and allowing it, you as an adult. And then you go on further to say that she was drunk and messed up. You wasn't there, you fucking idiot. So why are you even going further with this phone conversation? Guys, let's see what else Ryan has to say.
Like, that's when I know when they saw her early in the day.
Oh, really? Who saw her early in the day? Your two imaginary cousins or Sammy and Megs?
They saw. You said they saw her earlier in the day.
Yeah, and she was drunk.
What do you mean earlier in the day?
Exactly.
Like before they left, like because they left around like 10:30 or 11. So
Okay.
before that, like I would guess like around 8 or 9, she was already drunk.
Who's your fucking cousins?
And have the cousins
So when
spoke
they saw
to?
her, she was drunk.
Oh, okay.
That's what Sammy said. Is Sammy your fucking cousin?
Damn, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, but I asked them, I was like, did you guys know her? Like, were you guys friends with her? But they had no type of connection with her whatsoever.
So your mystery cousins who don't know her whatsoever, don't have any association with her, just watched her the whole time, knew exactly what she was wearing, when she was leaving, knew that she was drunk and wasted and probably doing coke and being a fucking raging crazy person. No. There's two people for show this full of shit. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, if y'all are watching this, which you probably are on your little social media fucking app, being like, I wonder what everyone's saying. The cops already know. You're fucked.
So now we have a guy that's calling this other person on a phone call saying that he wasn't at this party, but he's been there before. He's seen older people. He told us what they do. They bring in drugs. He says that he was there and he saw it for himself, but he didn't see Kiely at this party doing drugs, but he knows that she was effed up. So was you there or was you not there, dude? And then you go on further to say that you have cousins that was actually there, but then you say they wasn't there. Which one is it? And just like Ryan Upchurch just said, the cops already know. They're not dumb. Our Marines are not dumb. When they come together and we actually all come together on this whole ordeal, the people that is actually behind it, that's trying to hide everything, is fucked. Anyways, guys, love yourself, like yourself, be nothing but yourself. Like, subscribe to the channel is highly appreciated, guys. YouTube family, your boy Deuce is out. I love you guys. Have a good one.